Tell you, I'm gonna tell you how they told me, you know, and let me just give you the scoop. There is absolutely no help from this government. There's no support. There is no oversight. There's only runarounds. There's only people being unaccountable to each other, and I think that's by design. It's very easy for them to bring charges against you and for them to bring their force, their mercenaries against you. But when you have a complaint, you just don't get any response. I've already just called the California State Secretary of State's office. I talked with Kimberly over at the Department of Justice, and they're the same. They're synonymous. Department of Justice in California, synonymous with the Attorney General. She, wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you have to do then, if you're part of the resistance, is you're going to have to be strategic. You're going to have to be strategic in everything that you do. I recently got a competency assessment, and they trying to use a very debasing and derogatory, untrue, you know, mental health classification, right? But in anticipation for, doing my own strategic due diligence, I actually had gotten a psychologist, and I let him know of the different symptoms that I had, the sort of anxiety and things that was occurring as a result of multiple unfounded abductions, aka arrests and kidnaps. And he had already, diagnosed me with PTSD. That's what these so-called, court-employed psychologists should have been diagnosing me with. I didn't go in there giving them any reason to say, oh, he's such and such, the derogatory classification. I only gave them information as regards to the trauma, okay? So they purposefully don't diagnose you with trauma, because then it would bring into question that they have to do all types of other it's almost like when you go to somebody and you say, hey, I was raped, then that person has to go and report it. They have to start the investigation. They have to make it happen. So it's the same thing with, if you've been traumatized by court misconduct, police misconduct, then they have to do all of those types of things, and they don't want to do it. I actually did some research and discovered that for myself, that's the reasons why they don't give the proper assessment. And so as I'm calling all over the state, call the Secretary of State, Department of Justice, these people just have nothing but excuses. And she's like, go to the grand jury. Why would I want to go to these same people who are actually committing the crime? They're part of the ecosystem. What incentive do they have to help me? You know what I'm saying? It's not how it works. So that's, I guess my advice is do what I do. I keep very, very thorough notes on everything. You need to keep a mailing log. Every time you mail a piece out, just send it. Keep an affidavit log as well. Don't worry about trying to have separate affidavit forms. Just keep one running long affidavit for it, and every time you have a new entry, just put the date and put as best you can what it pertains to. If it's a complaint, if you had a meeting or appointment that they set for you, whatever it is, just keep very, very thorough notes. Every encounter, everything. So that's what I've been doing, and just learning as I go. I don't actually have all my dates on point in terms of paperwork that I turned in and whatnot, but I'll be able to piece something together by going through my files. But yeah, this is another people out there that need the help. So I'm just letting you know, if they ever want you to go to a competency hearing, you don't even have to speak. The public defender is actually working against you as a surrogate prosecutor. The lady that was sort of involved in my situation, she was very deceitful. Just based, you can see that through her body language, and also just knowing that if you ever studied some of the law books, you know that there's lots of remedies, there's lots of motions that they can file and things of this nature. She hasn't done any of them, so that tells me a lot. And I actually caught her. She actually works for the same court that she's trying to get me into. You see what I'm saying? I actually just happened to stumble upon that and sort of caught her, in a sense, the same day that I had made a special appearance in the previous court, where they're trying to move this particular matter to. I ended up going over there just to sort of case the place, and lo and behold, she's in there doing roll call for the people that she's probably put in that predicament. So that was very revelatory. Hope this helps somebody. But yeah, there's no there's no, as far as I can see, that there's no. Only way you're going to be able to do this is if you can get a lawyer, who works within the system, basically. But yeah, for all my Moors out there, this is definitely more evidence that how imperative it is to, number one, read the ISIS papers. Number two, develop and focus on our ecosystem. That means, purchase from those who support your ecosystem, create images, products, things of this nature in the image and likeness of those who support your ecosystem, and just know what time it is. Don't be a fool because you're out here making your little bit of money and shit. Peace.